This is the story of a calculated crime hidden within a global crisis. David Anthony, a seemingly ordinary fitness trainer, devised a chilling plot. He used the chaos and isolation of the early COVID-19 pandemic as a smokescreen. His victim was his estranged wife, Gretchen Anthony. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. David Anthony's life began in Florida, raised by a single mother. He faced challenges early on, including bullying and periods of depression during his childhood. Fitness and basketball became his focus, leading him to college on a scholarship. He built a career as a successful fitness trainer and massage therapist. Gretchen Anthony was 46 years old, a divorced woman with a daughter. She had a background in teaching studies. At the time, she worked as a human resources manager. She maintained a cordial relationship with her first ex-husband, Jeff Dreier. David and Gretchen met at a gym, an Orange Theory fitness center. They began what appeared to be a passionate relationship. They married in Las Vegas in 2015. Initially, they seemed very happy together. However, their marriage deteriorated significantly over the last 3 years. David's behavior changed, becoming increasingly violent and verbally abusive. Gretchen became a battered woman within the relationship. David harbored conspiracy theories and seemed to prepare for some kind of societal collapse. Gretchen grew to fear for her life, sometimes locking herself in the bedroom for safety. David's erratic behavior worsened after the death of Kobe Bryant in January 2020. He lost his job, and his marriage crumbled further due to his actions. Gretchen made the difficult decision to leave David on February 28, 2020. She subsequently filed for divorce. David reacted furiously to her leaving. He moved in with his mother after the separation. Concerned for her safety, Gretchen installed security cameras at her home. These cameras captured David lurking outside her residence. She also armed herself with a knife for protection. Gretchen vanished around March 23, 2020, right as the country was entering widespread lockdown due to the pandemic. Following Gretchen's disappearance, suspicious messages began to be sent from her phone. These messages claimed she had tested positive for coronavirus. They stated she was in a specialized treatment center. The messages were sent to her ex-husband, Jeff Dreier, and her close friend, Dawn Paris. The writing style in these messages was noticeably inconsistent with Gretchen's usual communication. Friends and family became increasingly concerned when they couldn't reach her by phone. Gretchen's friend, Dawn, ultimately reported her missing to the police. Police officers visited Gretchen's home but received no answer. They checked the supposed medical facility mentioned in the messages, only to discover it did not exist. Neighbors provided crucial information, reporting hearing screams and a struggle coming from Gretchen's home on March 21, 2020. One neighbor distinctly heard phrases like, "No, no, and it hurts, stop." Another neighbor observed a soapy substance under the garage door. Police found immediate evidence of a violent crime scene at Gretchen's home. There were signs of forced entry to the garage. A strong, pervasive smell of chlorine was present throughout the house. Security cameras inside and outside the home had been ripped out. Other disturbing evidence included a broken picture frame, shards of glass, a stained towel, and washed towels with rust stains. Security footage from the surrounding area showed David's black Nissan Frontier truck near the home. David Anthony quickly became the prime suspect in Gretchen's disappearance. He had fled the state, telling his mother he was going to Costa Rica due to supposed COVID-19 exposure. A wanted notice was issued for David. Security videos recovered from the area provided damning evidence. They showed David stalking Gretchen and forcing her into the garage. Gretchen could be heard screaming and desperately asking her smart speaker Alexa to call 911, a function that had not been programmed. David was captured on security footage wearing specific clothing, athletic clothes, fluorescent green shoelaces, a cap, and white gloves. He left a trail of evidence, including selling Gretchen's jewelry. Gretchen's cell phone location was tracked by investigators. David was apprehended in New Mexico on March 31, 2020. He was still in possession of Gretchen's phone at the time of his arrest. He initially denied any involvement, falsely claiming Gretchen was alive and at the CDC. Police were able to recover deleted security camera footage from Gretchen's home. This footage tragically showed the events of the murder. Faced with overwhelming evidence, David eventually agreed to a plea deal. In exchange for a reduced sentence, he agreed to lead authorities to Gretchen's body. Gretchen's body was found in December 2020, tragically located near her home. The autopsy confirmed she had been stabbed multiple times in the neck and torso. She also had defensive wounds on her hands, indicating she fought for her life. David Anthony pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 38 years in prison for the crime. Gretchen's sister spoke powerfully at the trial, calling David evil and a monster. David expressed remorse in court, describing Gretchen positively. However, his tears did not sway those present, who saw through the performance. David could potentially be released in 2058, at the age of 81. This case starkly highlighted the insidious dangers of domestic violence. It showed the extreme lengths abusers will go to control and ultimately silence their victims. The calculated use of the pandemic to conceal the crime added a layer of chilling cruelty. Gretchen's final social media post about creating peace within was tragically poignant in retrospect. David's Facebook post stating, "Let your love speak, not your fear," was interpreted by many as a twisted message directed at his terrified victim. The case serves as a somber reminder of the hidden struggles faced by victims of abuse, even amidst global crises.